What is up, nerds, gamers, amateur movie critics? I'm all those things, and that is why you are here watching Burk the Nerd. And today, we are back for the Burktastic's 4's fifth episode, I believe, which is crazy that we've already done so much. And joining us are the great and fantastic Boulder Doobies, Captain Pennsylvania, and Jason from Polyhedral Paradise. How's it going, guys?
Good afternoon.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Ben?
I did the
Right,
thing again
man.
where I didn't unmute you guys right away. How's it going, guys? I keep doing it. I gotta
Good.
stop. I gotta fix that.
Going well,
said-
man.
I
Thanks for having us back on.
To
Yeah,
let you know, I said something beautiful and very entertaining, and I'm sorry.
it was
did.
poetic. I heard it, and just no one else
It
did.
was
You know,
actually like it touched my heart.
I was almost in tears, but I
I
held
think-
back just to, I wanted to save face. And we will have Stormbreaker hopefully joining us. We lost touch with him for a minute, but I think he should be joining eventually. But we'll get going as we normally do. For those of you that are coming from maybe you've seen the last few episodes, maybe you haven't. We just premiered the Alpha Squad's last episode, which was episode 3. We have 2 different squads who've been alternating. So episode 4 will be released later this week. If you want to catch up on the beta boys before they come on next Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 5 to 7, we have our Burktastic 4, our Marvel RPG series. So if you like D&D or you like Marvel or either or both, this is the thing for you, hopefully. Or if it's not, let me know. I don't know. Anyway, today we are going to be doing a really cool session. What happened last week, if you missed it, we had Landon Doobs, Boulder Doobies, as well, who is playing as his character Jack Moore, along with Bernier. I don't know how to pronounce his first or last name. Bernier Bolota playing as well. Those were the 2 that went with last session. Unfortunately, Jason and Cap weren't able to make it. But regardless, they had their mission with the one and only Devil of Hell's Kitchen, Daredevil. They went to stop a basically a gun smuggling thing that was happening in the shipyard. They managed to do it successfully, granted rather violently, with Bernier nuking a small van in the ocean and throwing it in the river or in the bay. And they also got new costumes. Pretty cool endeavor. They struck out with the first set of costumes because Daredevil was a cheapskate. And however, they decided ultimately to invest in some suits themselves and got a little bit of an upgrade. So that's kind of where we left off. They left. Cap was hanging out in the warehouse, laying low because he straight up killed a guy in our first episode. And Jason was, as Pandaman, was working at his bar talking to the police about what had happened. They took him in for some questioning about the fact that a crime boss was basically found passed out in their bar from not from drinking. So there was a lot to unpack from the last episode. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts going into this? Do you have any expectations for what's happening, or anything you want to bring up before we get started?
Well, I'm kind of curious about Pink Pearl.
Want
You
to see what's
know?
happening there?
I want to see what's happening there. I want to catch up with the rest of our group and find out what their encounter with the Devil of Hell's Kitchen was like, and I want to find out exactly what these new suits look like. 'Cause I'm kind of interested in that.
Okay.
And I expect, above all else, to have a good time.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see these new suits. And my guy right now, he's struggling with a lot. He killed a guy, and he definitely didn't want to be that right there. So mentally, he's trying to rebuild himself.
Yeah.
Into a hero.
Mhm.
To a hero. Now,
Yeah, I'm just
can you
happy
remind
to
me?
have
Does Tyrone have a costume like that
No,
that
not
he
yet.
uses? He hasn't used one yet. So
Yeah.
we'll assume that they gave you that you got fitted with a basic costume there as well. What was the costume that you got set up if you were to get one? Assuming it's very low budget.
Oh wow! I was gonna say because I have speed, so it's just gonna have to be something that holds up. I shoot energy blast, so I'm pretty sure all my gloves are going to be messed up. But in this case, I'm just wearing like a padded bobsled suit.
Okay. A padded bobsled. So do you have like a mask of any kind or anything like that?
I have a helmet on
A helmet?
with a tinted visor.
Like a motorcycle helmet.
No, like a bobsled.
Wait, I need to look
Player.
up what
A
a
bob-
bobsled helmet looks like. for
Like
my
the
own
Jamaican
curiosity.
bobsled team.
Yeah.
Bobsled helmet. I
Look,
need to.
I may
I gotta
I
look at
may
this
or
too.
may not have been watching Cool Runnings.
Oh, those are pretty sick. Actually, those are
Yeah.
pretty sick things. Okay.
It's just not Jamaican color.
Okay, gotcha. Is it
It's
just
all
like
black.
okay? That's easily manageable. We'll assume they get you that something similar to that, and because that's pretty cheap. They kind of just bought. They honestly just like charged you more and then bought it from the store down the street, and then
Yeah, 'cause I don't
from the
have any money.
sportswear. So you're all set with that one. They get you fitted out, but well they're of course bringing it back to you. Because Jack Moore and Bernia have been both out and about, fighting crime, so to speak, getting on Daredevil's nerves a little bit. But ultimately, I'm sure Daredevil is getting on theirs based on Jack's responses last week. But you guys went out and got your costumes, and Jax looks straight up like Spider-Man. Am I correct in that?
Yeah. Completely.
He just looks exactly like Spider-Man. The only difference is his actually will stretch, not super great. It gets little tears here and there, but it stretches for the most part with your ability to be flexible. And Bernier got a really sick costume, but it's basically a hazmat suit. It's a hazmat suit.
Warhead.
They really just bought a hazmat suit, and then
Shouldn't we be wearing the hazmat suits?
you'd think.
Yeah,
You'd
Bernie's
think.
he's impenetrable, right?
It's a little bit of reverse psychology. Is that no? It's not really the right word for that. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's got honestly, they had to put holes in it because he can't direct his blast anywhere because the hazmat suit was keeping everything in. So they actually put holes in it, which completely defeats the purpose of a hazmat suit. But it looks cool. It sticks with it's oxymoron. I think, yeah, that's probably closer to it. But you know what? It looks cool. And for that, we can't really complain there. But so they basically, you guys are coming back, Jack and Bernie. I gotta keep remembering how to pronounce his name. Bernie. Jack and Bernie return to the warehouse where Cap, your character, Tyrone, was laying low. The one that Daredevil originally took to you. Story may have died. I don't know, honestly. He responded about 30 minutes ago, but we haven't heard from him since. So we'll see if he joins up. I told him to jump in if he gets our message. So we'll see. Until then, we'll continue. But Jack and Bernier do return back. Bernier says he has some things he needs to take care of, and particularly he had to wait. He had to. How about this? He had to wait to get holes put into his suit because he realized that when he got there. So now he's waiting at the costume or at the budget upholstery place for his costume to get finished. And he said, "Jack, go on without him." Jack, you and Daredevil return to the warehouse, and as you arrive there, you see that Tyrone is standing there and is literally dealing a knockout blow to a dude just as you're coming in. You realize there's 3 bodies on the ground unconscious, and they look similar to the thugs that you guys saw in the bar, leading you to believe they're probably with the same gang. So it seems that your position has been compromised. It is just you two in the room, and Daredevil, who just immediately off the top says, "What happened here? What's going on?"
Well, I don't know exactly what happened, but I was taking a nap, and next thing I know, there's guys walking all around this place. As you can see, I handled them without you, Daredevil.
Well, props to you for not killing him this time.
Does he know about that?
Yes, he does.
Son of a... Everybody knows about that.
Everybody it's not like a on the news type thing, but like he knows and
All
the
the
gang
heroes
knows.
know.
Like a lot of people know.
Ah.
Like it's not well hidden.
I can't shake that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah,
of a
I'm-
tarnish on your record there.
Well, Daredevil, I'm a little bit stronger than you, so I'm trying to figure this out. Okay.
He says, "No offense taken." Now listen, we got clearly our position's been compromised. We need to get you somewhere else. But if they're coming after you, they're probably also coming after that bartender of yours. Where can we find him?
I don't have a clue where he's at. Last we left him, he was still at the bar.
Well, you guys need to go. You guys need to go figure out where he is, and maybe find somewhere else to relocate. I this is all I got for short term, but you take him. I'll catch up with you guys. You get him and go to a safe place. Find somewhere safe to hide away.
So you, as a veteran hero, just take me and this guy off the street and just tell us just to go? You're just gonna leave us?
Yeah, where are we
I will
going,
find
man?
you.
Like, what are we supposed to do? We don't know where this guy lives.
Find a safe. Find him. I'm sure he's probably back at the bar. Get him and get him somewhere safe. See if you guys can find somewhere safe to hide out for a little while. I will catch up with you guys. Don't worry,
Well,
I'll
we
be
can
watching.
try. We'll find the guy and hopefully he'll have a spot because I'm not even from this city, Daredevil.
All right, that works. I'll catch up with you in a day or two. But if you get in any trouble, just yell and I'll come running. I'll know.
This is New York
That won't
City.
look suspicious at
Everybody's
all.
yelling.
He seems very cryptic. He just kind of you turn around, he's gone. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
See-
look at Jack and I'm like, I kind of dislike that guy. Kind of a,
You're telling me, man.
Just like
You are
everyone instantly
telling
hates
me.
Daredevil. Like,
it's kind of a jerk, you know. But
What
yeah,
if he doesn't trust
I'll-
us and wants to do stuff
What
all
a
by
horrible
himself
person.
and just like leaves us alone and we have no idea what's going
Yeah,
on? Gives us
I
no
just-
context.
I just killed a dude and he's gonna leave us alone.
Yeah,
You know?
seriously.
But let's
People
go find
coming
the
after us?
bartender. I don't remember where exactly where we're at. So if you remember the way to get there,
Yeah,
head over.
yeah, I can get us back to the bar, no problem.
all right, so you lead him back to the bar. You guys get fitted in your costumes. I'm assuming, are you going in your costumes or are you going like as yourselves back to this bar?
Man, I just
Probably
got
with
this.
ourselves.
It's the middle of the
I'm
day.
trying to wear it. Oh, so we're just going as regular people? Okay, all right.
You can go in your costume. I'm gonna go in myself.
No,
Just
no,
walking
no,
down
no.
the street.
I can't fly, so we'll just be walking around if they see me with you, you know? They're like, oh, hey, there's that new superhero dude with Jack. So we can't have that. All right, so I'll set my bobsled uniform to the side for now.
Sick. All right. You put it in your little duffel bag you got going with you. I don't know. Some reason you have a duffel bag, but
To carry his
bulletproof,
outfit.
too.
it's Gary's outfit. That's what it's
bulletproof.
for.
Bulletproof duffel bag.
Why? Why does it need to be bulletproof?
So you can throw it over his head in case the gunfire starts.
This is the Marvel universe. Don't ask why.
Gunfire
Yeah,
doesn't
true,
start if he
true,
just
true.
kicks through people's chests.
I respect that. I respect that. All right. So you are going back to the bar. You arrive there successfully, and as you get there, you actually arrive just in time when oh man, Pandaman, what is your Derek? When Derek is actually just returning for his shift. He's kind of returning nonchalantly. And Derek, you just got out. You've been held overnight at the police station for questioning about why the Pink Pearl was there. They thought you were doing they thought maybe you're part of some illicit activity, so they were questioning you pretty brutally. But after leaving you, they let you know, they kind of let you know, hey, there's a good chance we're putting her away thanks to the information you gave us. However, they also let you know that she has some powerful friends, some dangerous friends, and you should she'd advise you to lay low for a while. Maybe consider going, spending some time with relatives or going away to just somewhere you can get away safely. But obviously, you still return to work for whatever reason, kind of still disregarding that. So this is you arriving back at the bar, and as you're walking back in, you run past Jack and Tyrone.
Well, if it isn't boing boing and Mr. Foot, What are you doing back at my establishment?
I sit on the stool and I kind of lean on the bar and lean in, and I'm like, "Hey, man, what's up with that costume you had on the other day?"
What? You don't
You know,
hey, don't talk too loudly about my costume there, friend. I don't want people around here knowing my secret identity.
oh God, I'm keeping it between us three, but
Yeah.
that's kind of weird, man. Why are you dressed as a panda?
I'm Pandaman, you dope. You know, I think
Panda, man.
as of a couple weeks ago, I decided I was going to put my superpowers to good use. I was going to fight crime, so I got this old discarded panda costume from the Zoopalooza, 2017. It's missing some stuffing, but it'll do me in a good, you know. And then I got my hat from the Salvation Army. What? Why? Why are you so worried about my costume? It's to protect my secret identity, protect my friend Paul at the bar, protect my lady friend at the zoo where I work nights as a janitor, and it's also so I can help out my pen pal, Mr. Joe Exotic. You know, me and him's tight. Me and Mr. Joe Exotic's tight, and one day me and him is going to get back rightly at Carol Baskins. Oh, I tell you, he is. But anyway, I can't have people know my secret identity. That's why we wear as a costume. Why do you ask?
Look,
I
bro,
reckon you, Mr. Thunderfoot, should probably get one yourself. You know,
I
because
just
you
got
wanted by
one.
the cops.
I just got one. So I totally understand the need to hide your identity. It just was a little weird. We've never seen a panda man out here. You know, there's a lot
Well,
of fierce heroes in this city.
Well, you know, what do you know about pandas, mate? You know, they's fierce. They like naps. I like naps. And I used to live with pandas, but I told you a story if you remember. I was raised by pandas.
Yeah,
Pandas.
you did tell.
Hey, you
I
know
thought
anything?
it was a lie.
Pandas are the fiercest pandas in the panda kingdom. I tell you. I tell you. So, step inside. We'll get a little drink, but I think we're gonna have to lay low. That pink pearl lady is she's out in she's in the clink now, but she's gonna be out soon. Maybe want revenge. I reckon we all better get together. And where's Burnett or Mr. Boom Boom? Where's he at?
Brunei,
Yeah.
I believe his name is.
Bernays. Yeah, where's he at?
Yeah, he had. I do believe it had something to do with his uniform.
Yeah,
He had to go
wow.
alter it or something. You know, he's got those crazy powers.
He's got a
Not
uniform
crazier than
too.
yours, but
So you mean to tell me all y'all got uniforms now? How about you there, Boing Boing? Well, how about you, Stretch man?
Yeah.
Well, you got a
know
costume
that
too.
You missed out, man. I don't know what you were doing with the cops last time around, but
I was
me
getting
and Bernie
questioned by
over
the
here-
cops.
Yeah.
I was getting hemmed up, held upside down by me niggas. He's asking me what a passed out large woman's doing in my bar, and I had to cover for you. And luckily, I didn't bring up the dead fool that was back in the back alley since he's gone now. I don't think they know that was you. I didn't say it wasn't Tyrone Thunderfoot or anything. I didn't say that. I didn't. But anyway, show us your costumes then, mate. Just come inside and have a look at your knickers.
all right, we
Excuse me?
we come inside. Yeah, our knickers, you know, like our
Thanks,
undergarments.
Cap. Yeah.
So,
Knickers.
are we alone in this place?
No, are we alone?
Yeah, bar hasn't opened yet, so you guys are
Okay.
completely alone.
Okay.
Paul's upstairs, but
Yeah.
So I just dropped my body armored bag and I put on my all black my all black bobsled suit. That isn't body armor.
Oh, is that from Lilyhammer 94?
Look, this looks a lot cooler than your panda outfit. So
You
don't
want it-
talk bad on mine.
You want? Oh, wait.
oh, that's a sick costume, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, his
So-
is way cooler than both of ours.
Is that a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? What come walk see me bar? Huh. Well, since we're all getting our costumes on, perhaps I'll get mine on as well.
Oh man.
What,
Does he
what
really
is
have a
he
panda
doing?
costume?
Oh
man.
man, is it coming?
Got the kids excited. This guy.
Oh yes, yes. Oh, this is fantastic.
Back up, buddy. Back up. You wanna? I got my bamboo stick too.
Oh, nice.
So as long as you're ready for combat, I'm ready. Perhaps we ought to.
Already here, bud.
That's incredible.
Perhaps we ought to hunker down and talk about a battle plan. Then, now all we need to do is get Mr. Explosion Face in on this, and we got ourselves a team. I think.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. According to our best friend Daredevil, said that facetiously.
Daredevil.
Yeah, we hate Daredevil.
We need to team up and get ourselves to a safe house or safe location.
Anybody see me ears? Lost my ears. Anyway. So, this place then I assume is hot. Is that correct?
Very hot.
Yeah,
This is where we
I would have
fight
to assume.
Big Bertha. So we're going to have to move locations. You're going to have to leave your bar, man. They're going
I'm-
to take this place, tear it apart.
Yeah, you're not
Well-
making your shift today, bro.
Well, perhaps we can get over to the zoo. There's lots of caves there. We can spend time with my mates over at the zoo.
Sounds good.
I look like oddly at Jack. Like, okay,
Why not, man? Better than here, right?
let's do it.
We
Now-
should leave a note for Bernays sauce.
Sounds good. Do you
Yeah,
think he'll know to come back to the bar? Does he even? I mean, the kid's like 16.
Well,
Does he even know where he was?
I'm sure that Daredevil also talked to him as well. So
There they are.
he'll
Yeah.
know where to
Oh,
come.
I found him.
Daredevil's a professional, even though he left us alone.
Even though
He's
he
been
did
doing this a
shit.
long time.
Yeah, he just told 3 amateurs to go meet up and become a superhero team. So I
You-
don't have much
you-
trust in.
You're really going to have to fill me in on this Daredevil. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
about
he
this
was-
encounter with-
He never actually met him.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
you
so,
don't know-
so after we left your bar, when Pink Pearl and the cops were here in our last encounter, we were approached by Daredevil, and then me and Bernays Sauce went on a quick little trip with him. He didn't let us do much, but he helped us hide Tyrone because Tyrone's been hot since he thunder-footed a guy. And then we actually got to see Bernays Sauce go all nuclear. So tell you what, it's some scary shit, guys.
This poor guy has no
Well.
control over how much his name is being derailed.
we should we should really come up on the way. We should come up with official names for ourselves. I mean, I'm Pandaman, obviously, and I suggest Thunderfoot for for
No,
Tyrone.
because my powers have nothing to do with my feet.
You couldn't-
Speed.
You want
I've
to
got
tell that guy in
strength.
the alley that?
Yeah, he just happened to be an experiment. It just happened.
Could you?
But I also have energy blast. Man, I'm the whole package, man.
Could you imagine becoming a superhero and being known for the first time you committed a murder?
I killed this guy
every-
in an alley with my foot.
Your
So I
superhero
Thunderfoot.
name is forever by the time you committed a murder.
Every mutant ever would be.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh my goodness.
Here's Carjack. Here's accidentally burned her
Right.
during sex. Yeah, there's all kinds of
Right.
things.
Oh, there's so many ways
so
that could go bad.
I can't be that guy. So the first thing I thought when I had these powers and I had time to think was how epic this was. So I'll be known as epic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call you that, but that's fine.
Don't call me epic.
Well, I mean that's debatable, but okay, we'll go with it
Bro.
for now.
You're
Yeah.
a panda. You're gonna
No,
call
I'm-
me epic.
I'm Panda Man. It's two different things. Does anybody have any pennies?
Well, I'm epic.
Oh,
See where we're at?
Epic, Epic Thunderfoot. You got any pennies on you?
I pull out a couple pennies out of my
Oh.
pocket. Oh, there's
Uh,
Bernier is coming.
I take-
Suddenly-
I take the.
Suddenly,
the penny
Bernier
from my
walks
road.
through into the bar.
Oh, Bernays is here.
You're good. Bernier just walks into the bar.
Yeah.
We've been looking for you.
The boys are in. They're in the bar. They're trying to find a hideout. You just got your hazmat suit costume,
Oh yeah. That's
and
awesome.
you have arrived. They finally. So you were at the costume shop waiting because they made got your hazmat suit, but you realized that the point of a hazmat suit is keeping hazard materials out out. So you wouldn't be able to funnel your powers out. So they poked holes in it. So you were waiting for them to put holes in your suit so you could use your powers correctly.
Wow.
But now your suit has been fixed, and you just arrived at the bar. They were discussing names, and Pandaman obviously was Pandaman, and Tyrone, Cap's character just announced that he'd like to be called Epic, which is not being received well by Pandaman.
I vote Thunderfoot. I vote Thunderfoot.
You don't have a vote. We didn't vote for Panda Man.
Well, Pandaman was around long before Thunderfoot, I'll have you know.
I've never heard of you.
Have you ever heard of broccoli flavored cream cheese either?
No.
It
doesn't
exists.
exist.
It exists. So there we go.
Not as a superhero.
Well, no, he was. Well, okay, checkmate, I guess. You know. Well,
I
fine.
just
Well
roll my
played.
eyes at this guy, kind of just wave
Sure.
him off.
So Bernays, look, the block is hot, if you know what I mean. But I got a spot at the zoo where he works me night shift, cleaning the cages. I think we can go and hang out there if you're up for it. We're all in this together, mate, because we're hot. Pink Pearl is locked up, but she's going to be getting out soon. I think we need to go reconnoiter back at the caves and figure out our next move.
Yep.
All right.
I couldn't have said it better.
So let's do it.
All right.
Is it like a family reunion for you?
I think maybe we should get out of these costumes while we head over to the zoo.
Just gonna be
And-
continually taking your hat off and on.
and we'll talk about Boing Boing's name as we walk over there. So,
Jack, do you tell them your superhero name, or do you have one? I think Jack is in the bathroom getting changed out of his
Yeah.
costume.
Jack's changing out of his costume. Oh no,
Yeah.
there he is.
I like the real, actual physical change that we got going on.
He didn't take his gloves off. Jack, do you give them a name for your character? Do you have a name for your character? As you guys are walking down the streets of New York on your way to the Central Park Zoo.
It's dangerous
I
out
mean,
here.
I have a name I'd like to call myself, but I think I'll let one organically come up. So I'll keep it hidden for the time being.
And do you guys? I guess Bernier also is in this conversation. Do you, Bernier? Do you have a superhero name you give to the group?
Yeah, I was thinking for superhero name like last week or something like because my powers are like radioactive. I was thinking of like Mr. Boombastic.
That's a name I can get behind.
I like that.
That's fantastic.
Pretty good.
Mr. Boombastic.
Quick question: are we getting the Russian accent this whole time, or does Burke need to put another?
Oh, I need to put the thing on.
I will try. I will try as long as I can.
Oh, let me hold up. I need to copy this over. We're gonna do it just in case. We'll plop this up over your over you.
I just tell the guys that he's had a little bit of brain damage, so sometimes his accent slips.
I
He goes
put
to different regions.
I put the I
Yeah.
put the in asterisks in Russian accent over him, so you're forever in Russian accent. No matter what you say now, you're safe.
Okay, then I can speak normal English also.
Yes. Now you just have Belgian accent. All right. So you guys arrive at
out
the
of
zoo. You guys go to the panda exhibit, which I know is not the one featured here in the background. But you arrive at you go to your panda exhibit, and obviously, now I have a question. Can you speak panda, or how does this work?
I have developed a bond with the pandas, and
Okay.
we can communicate.
Do you know
Yes.
these pandas specifically in the Central Park Zoo?
I've spent the better part of a year here. developing a bond with these particular pandas, not just the ones back at the Baltimore Zoo from whence I came. Everyone
Gotcha.
I was raised. Yep.
Now,
So
did you
again,
ever interact with like other animals in these zoos? I'm just curious. I just want to get to know.
No. Just the pandas. I just speak panda. You know, I have a
Gotcha.
general understanding of the nature of other animals, but purely, I'm a panda kind of guy.
I'm a panda guy. Got it.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well, you guys arrive and the pandas give you a warm welcome after you kind of just like vibe with them for a minute. How many pandas are there in the world? I don't know, but there are 4 at this zoo. There are 2 males, a female, and a little cub. And they welcome you, and you are brought down into. It seems like a very specialized, useless skill.
Well, it's not the only
Trevor's,
skills he has. He can climb. He can
Trevor's
climb up
wrecking you
vertical
right now.
surfaces very fast.
Bamboo very quickly.
Yeah, right.
He can use bamboo as a weapon. He's very strong.
Yeah,
And,
there you go.
But
That's
he does
something for you.
he requires naps and has a proclivity for sticking pennies in his mouth. Yes.
Well, you arrive at the.
Pandas love copper. They
Yeah,
like copper. Yeah,
that's fair.
Never mind.
So as you know and you're familiar, this panda exhibit has a full like structured underground area for the pandas to take naps safely. It's just like a big cave under there, probably like 1,000 square feet of like open area, like under this panda exhibit. It's like a full floor. What's up, Mr. Otter? Good to see you, man. Just a beta boy popping in. Well, so you guys take refuge under there. You have actually a couch, a TV down there. You have like your own crib because you've been staying there for the better part of a year. So you're good. You got enough space for all the guys to hang out there, and you kind of take refuge and camp out there for a little while. Do you guys do anything to pass the time? I'm just curious.
Is my boss at the zoo mad because I missed my shift last night, being hemmed up by the cops?
You saw him when you were coming in, but did you sneak around him or did you have a conversation with him?
I probably would have tried to sneak in,
All
given
right.
the fact I had 4 friends in tow going into the band.
Yeah, that's fair.
Say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you sneak in completely. You don't get recognized. You do see him coming in, and it's like almost cartoonish in single file line. You guys see him just kind of like go past. You make it into the exhibit. You're chilling, and eventually night kind of falls, and as you guys are just hanging out watching Family Feud or Supermarket Sweep. I don't know which channel you stuck on, but I know that's the popular one right now. So
Interesting.
but I kind of just assume you have a knack for game shows. Just seems like a thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You guys are hanging out, and suddenly behind the couch you hear, "Hello. Are you guys ready?"
Whip my head around and stand up.
You turn around and it is the he's pulling out his gun. It is Daredevil himself. It is the first time you're seeing him. But there he is standing, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, and he's saying, "I have an important task for you guys."
Well, if it isn't the devil of Hell's Kitchen himself, what are you doing at my panda exhibit?
He says, "I told them. Did they not tell you that?"
They're not, I mean, they were short on stuff. He's something like you met him, but I didn't met you. And this is my exhibit. Or the zoo's exhibit. Vicariously, I work here at my but you get the point.
The Devil of Hell's Kitchen. Well, I nice to meet you, I guess. But listen, we don't have a whole lot of time. I just got some new intel on one of the hideouts that has been used for illicit activities from the Pink Pearl and her friends. I need to more of the story. I wanted to get you guys together. You guys are in a lot of trouble now, and I've seen what 2 of your men can do, and I think it might be best to point your strength towards a greater good. Can I use your help?
I don't know. Are you going to tell us stuff this time and keep us in the loop?
Yeah.
'Cause Last time you just kind of brought us along and expected us to be okay with it.
Well, Mr. Kitchen, I've got a question for you.
Mr.
What's in it for us? You say that we're hot right now, but from what I understand, the pink pearl's in the clink, and so we go take down her associates. Does that get us any closer to getting off the hook?
Well, listen,
Pandaman.
Pandaman, listen.
There, thank you.
The trouble you've gotten into is much larger than just the Pink Pearl. The people she works for are very powerful and have connections all over the world.
Who
I'm
does
afraid-
she work?
I don't fully know yet. I've been trying to figure that out. I know just one man that she works for, but I don't. And his name is Don Rigoletto. He's a notorious mobster in this area. He's been he seems to be part of a larger organization, but I don't know much about it. And I've been trying to figure this out, but unfortunately, I just don't have the manpower to keep pushing these places. And it seems like new hideouts pop out every day and new gatherings. The more I try to get information, I just kind of keep hitting the little guys. I need more manpower to make any dent in this organization. I need to figure out who they work for and what this organization's plan is in New York City. They've been growing and growing in here, and I don't know where they're coming from or what their plans are.
Is anybody making notes of this? Does anybody know how to write? I never.
We don't have pens or pencils or paper.
Anyone
We're
that
just around a bunch of pandas.
maybe some of you have phones. I don't know if any of you have phones, but I'm assuming if you would, I don't know who would have phones in this group.
Well, I just kind of migrated from Pittsburgh, so I'm in the city with no money or nothing. I don't have anything.
That explains the smell.
I have an outfit. I have an outfit.
Jack, do you have a phone?
Yeah, I have a phone on me.
Mr. Kitchen, can you give me and my associates a second here?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Boing boing, Tremblefoot, Mr. Shaggy, come here. Let's talk for a second.
Yeah, what do you want?
I think this might be a good chance for us to go and maybe bust up maybe do some good with our powers instead of kicking holes through people in alleys and blowing up random vans and throwing them in the harbor. And I think maybe we could get something out of this guy. He's a lawyer. Oh no, I don't know that. I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know that.
No, I read his books.
But no, I don't like this guy, but I 100% agree. And I also feel like I know when you started out being a panda man or whatever, I know you might have hurt somebody or two. So don't keep throwing shade at us like you're a veteran hero.
This is the first time I've really used my powers for anything other than climbing up and changing light bulbs and getting cats out of trees. I'm a stand-up kind of guy.
I am a little suspicious of Daredevil and how he continues to give us very little bits and pieces of information. But I think we up with him and try to do some good tonight.
If we agree to it, I want details. The where's, the whens, the how's, the whys.
Do you guys think he's maybe playing us?
I think he's trying to use us to keep heat off of him.
What?
I think he's trying to use us to do his dirty work.
Yeah.
You read different things about this man in the paper. Some say he's good, some say he's bad. You hear people on the street, they talk about him, they say good things. But this is a chance for us just to do something. So maybe we should just follow him for now.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do maybe we should find out what's in it for us.
Fame,
He
fortune.
probably heard
He
the
says. He says.
Yeah. No,
You want to know what's?
like 2 feet away from us.
He says. You want to know what's in it for you?
Oh, you heard
that. If you ever want to stop this fight, you're going to be running the rest of your lives unless you stand your ground and help me fight here. If we don't stop this organization, they will never stop hunting you. You poked the bear. Pandaman.
They poked the panda. And now they're going to get bamboozled. I say, I'm in. What say you, Boing Boing?
You know,
I'm in.
I'm in.
Thunderfoot?
I thought you were like the corniest dude when I first met you, but I like you, man. I'm in.
Shaggy?
I'm in.
I'm in.
All right. All right, Mr. Kitchen. We're in. We'll play Steely Dan. We'll be the fool to do your dirty work.
He says, "Well, I'm gonna be doing things as well. I can't cover. There's 2 different places we have to check out, and I don't have the resources to do both at the same time. And I'm afraid if I don't attack them both simultaneously, we'll lose. They'll get spooked, and we'll lose them."
I reach into my locker and I pull out some newspaper and a pack of crayons. I'm like, all right, draw us a battle map. Where do we need to go? Oh, wait a minute, change that. I pull out a McDonald's place menu, like with the crossword puzzles and everything on it. And I set it down and a pack of crayons. I'm like, draw us a battle map. What's our plan here? Fan gesture. That's Panda Kid. Yes, that's Panda Kid.
That's the little panda cub that's walking around in the enclosure. There's he lets you know there's 2 different places. He's going to be going somewhere. He would like I would like you to go to this nightclub. I've been hearing that a lot of men in this organization have been hiding out there and basically doing some illicit business and dealing in some drug and armament dealing there. Kind of using this nightclub as a front. I'm worried again if I go to the other location that it'll spook them. So if you guys can handle this and try to get some information out of the guys there, I'm looking to I know that there's a manifesto out there of all of the gun and trades that have been happening in the city. I don't know where they're coming from. If we can get our hands on that manifesto, we would know who's shipping these things to our city and what their plans are a little bit more. See if you can figure anything out, and I'll meet you back here. He gives you the address and he says, meet me after. I'll catch up with you guys back here after that is done.
What's the do we have a name of who might have this manifesto?
He said I don't know, but there's I just know that likely after we interrogated one of the men at the wharf and he said that it's either one of these 2 places that it could be at. So I don't know, but want to look for whoever's in charge at that place, and maybe he has it. Otherwise, it may be at the place I'm searching. So.
What's the name of the club?
It is called Harold's Foot. It's not exactly a nice place.
Harold's Foot. What kind of stuff do they serve there?
It's just a nightclub that I'm aware of. So,
what's the specials tonight? Drink special.
I
They sound like a competition.
Why-
I need to prepare.
why would I
want
know?
to get in. I don't know. It's just, you work in a kitchen. I thought you might know these things.
I'll meet you afterward.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
he just kind of walks out. This time he doesn't try to do his little moves. He just kind of leaves. Oh, we lost Cat for a second. I'm sure he'll join back up. So
I think we impressed them, guys.
So night is fell, and you guys are kind of going to on your way to this nightclub, I assume, right?
Yep.
Can we formulate a plan?
By all means.
Yeah.
Before we leave, so
we're still in the panda exhibit.
Yeah, I'd like to formulate a plan before we go to the club. Should half of us go in like normal clothes and half of us go like covert undercover search back rooms? Like maybe 2 of us can go in there, start a ruckus, like insult a bunch of people, draw management out so they sort of come and have to deal with the people up at the front, the people up front, and then 2 of us can sneak into the office and look for this manifesto? Or do we
Sounds
just
good.
go? Or do we just go in guns ablazing and take the manifesto? I think
I
we
like
might
the-
get. I think I think we might draw more heat if we, you know.
What are we thinking for who the 2 that are going to go in subtly and the 2 that are going to go in a little bit
Well,
more
this is the thing. You got to think about this. I don't know if like these mobsters are keen on Daredevil or what, but when we go in there guns blazing and we just beat everybody up, they're going to blame Daredevil. They might not blame us. Got to keep that in mind.
Well, none of us look like Daredevil, so I don't
Yeah,
think they're
but we could be his
They
crew.
might blame Spider-Man.
They could definitely blame Spider-Man, and that's okay.
Yeah,
They don't
don't
know
know.
we're not his crew.
So you want to? You're advocating guns blazing?
I mean, I'm a fighter.
I
So you
think
gonna bust down the door, and we're just gonna all run in. I mean, we could
I'm
just
not-
set
I'm
and
not-
burn you
and
in,
this
let 'em
is
just
the-
nuke
This
everybody.
isn't necessarily the smart thing. We can't kill everybody.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
like, there's people in there.
I'm.
It's a
Oh,
glove.
no. Oh no.
Yeah, we can't do that.
I think we should send Thunderfoot in to look for the manifesto. So that way he doesn't chance kicking anybody into New Jersey.
Good idea.
And when we start this ruckus, because it's probably if it's gonna work, we're gonna have to make it we're gonna have to make it hairy enough that they're gonna have to call management. So we're really gonna have to get rowdy up front. But if we get too rowdy, he's be kicking through people. And I think also I think Boing Boing's skill set is such that he could like plastic his way in through stuff. He's probably good at covert stuff. What do you?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking I could go in and be the one that actually looks for the information, but I was gonna let you guys make a decision as well. Just chime in when I can.
So
But yeah, I'll go in and then maybe Pandaman. Me and you go the stealth approach and come in from like maybe a back door or one of the side doors, and then we send Bernier and Tyrone in the front. You guys got to do a good job. You got to make it worth
sell it.
management to come out there. Yeah, you really got to sell this.
You're gonna have to sell it and give us plenty of time, and we'll scope around the place. We'll see if there's a back entrance or a back window.
We're causing a distraction.
Big distraction. It's got to be big.
Oh, we can do that. We can make a big distraction.
It's got to be big enough to get whoever's in charge to come deal with it. They're not going to want to send lackeys. So explode a couple tables, kick some ceiling fans up into the 3rd floor, throw up a Thrumblefoot, just maybe break a couple legs, but don't kill anybody.
I turn to Bernier and I just slap him on the chest real hard. I'm like, come on, man. Let's go.
Are we in? Are we in?
Oh, we're in.
Hands in.
All right.
We got to come up with a name.
The Burktastic 4?
Who's Burke? I feel like this
You guys can come up with a different name if you want. Whatever you want. It's like, that's a weirdly specific name.
oddly specific. All right, we'll worry about that later. How about just go us?
Go team.
Go us. Go team. It's generic.
Yeah, I just give you guys the craziest look ever and cross my arms.
How about the exploding foot plastic pandas?
Gosh. That's great.
No.
Okay. All right.
That's
We're wasting time. We're
We're
wasting
not
time.
letting you pick the name.
So,
Too long.
Let's go with the plan. Let's go do this.
you guys
Go team.
are going through the park on your way to the nightclub. The nightclub's actually not that far from the off the park. And as you are going down through the park, a trash can is hurled at you, Pandaman.
Oh.
And
Does it hit me? Do I get out in time?
it completely misses you in front of you, and you hear Pandaman, and you turn. It's a heavier man, probably like 6'2", and he is in a walrus costume.
Do I know this
You
guy?
don't recognize this guy.
Only one zoo animal costume wearing freak in my state.
He says, He
Who
says,
threw that at me?
"You'll pay for what you did."
What did I do?
The human
I
is
don't
coming.
know. Are you Lisa's brother?
You don't remember me? That's it. He picks up like another like trash can. He like walks. He's slow. He walks over to the a trash can on the other side of the street, the pathway, and he picks it up and he throws that at you too.
Can I try
Totally
can I try
Do
misses.
we not have a picture of this guy?
We don't. Oh no, I didn't get one. Hold up.
Ah,
Hold up. I got
no.
it. I got it. It's coming. It's coming. Hold up.
I need a picture of this guy, man.
You do. You absolutely do. I don't know why I didn't think to do it. Hold up. This is so important, actually. Hold up.
This is very important. I can't move on with the story if I don't see this guy.
Okay, I can do this. Why would I ever?
Old Panda Man here broke his weapon, so how's he
know.
gonna fight?
I'm working on it.
Your weapon
His
broke?
bamboo shaft
Well, it's my spring's a little sprung. It's no big deal. It's supposed to be for magic tricks. It's not for combat. But hey.
Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
Mysterio does the same thing.
I missed my shot. I should have yelled, "Well, cuckoo, choo!" When the walrus guy showed up.
Oh,
Damn.
man.
Oh,
Yes, that's Walrus guy.
There he
Oh
is.
my goodness.
oh my
That's
goodness.
amazing. Greatest day of my life.
And I don't recognize walrus guy, right?
No, you don't recognize him at all.
All right, can I take out my bamboo pole as I try to evade the next incoming trash can?
Okay. You dodged it, and you guys are just standing there. This guy looks so as lame as he looks in the image.
Does he look as lame as Pandaman?
His costume's
That's-
also super dirty too. It's just not a clean costume either.
So we're all just standing here. I like turn and look at Tyrone and Bernier and I'm just like, is he worth our time?
Yeah, can we just?
I think this is personal beef. I think it's personal beef between Pandaman here and whoever this guy is. I think he'll be okay.
Can I?
Yeah, I
can I?
mean, we might want to help Panda Man out, but I feel like he's
Ah,
gonna handle
look-
this on his
Look
own.
at this guy. He doesn't need any help. He'll be okay.
Thanks, guys. I know you. You look like a bear with pig ears. Right?
Says, "Stop making fun of me," and he starts he's running towards you, but he was like 50 feet from you. He's like running towards you, but like so slow. Like he's like probably like half of a normal person's running pace, and he's like running towards you, and he's like getting out of breath as he's like running towards you. He's like,
I start backpedaling in a circle. I'm like, perhaps if you took off that beautiful costume you got going on there,
This
you
is-
work at the wait. Can I do like a memory check or something
Yes.
to see if I at least recognize the costume? I want to try to see if I can place the costume from one of the old Zubu exhibits. Like maybe the same place I got mine.
You're trying. Wait, where you got your costume?
Well, like it's from the zoo exhibit. Like this could like
So-
the Walrus Man costume sort of be like.
So
from the
interestingly enough, you don't recognize the costume from any exhibits or anything like that. You recognize it from the costume store that you bought your panda costume. There
Oh,
was
where
a
the-
walrus costume in the same like costume area shop.
I mean, where
Well,
else
yeah.
would you get that?
It's like the same shop. And it was very.
So-
you haven't seen one anywhere else.
There's only one.
So, what's your beef with me, Walrus?
It says, "How dare you not remember me?" he's really trying to catch up to you, but you're just kind of backpedaling and dodging.
I
it
kind
pretty
of just want to
easily.
backpedal, and like I want to backpedal towards everybody else. So that Walrus guy's path like takes him. If he's gonna follow me, he's gonna follow me directly through my three compadres.
Okay,
So,
so you're making him so he runs into them.
yeah, so he's like running right into him. Yeah. So like,
Do you
yeah,
guys?
he has
do-
no choice, unless he's got to deviate. You know,
So
I'm
he's
trying to-
he's running towards you three now because you notice Panda Man's kind of goes behind you guys, and
Well-
this guy's
well,
running
still-
very slowly towards you.
still cross armed, I kind of like just take a couple steps back and just watch him run past.
Yeah, I do the same.
Well, thanks, guy.
I stretch across the bottom and try to grab like the two fences that are like around the sidewalk area, something like that.
Okay.
So like trip.
Okay. Um.
So wrong.
He runs into you, and he actually runs into you, and it just kind of like he just kind of can't run past you. He doesn't trip, but he's just kind of like, let go of me.
I stop it. I'm like, did you work at the costume shop? Should I know? Do I owe you money? Did I serve you? You're not Paul, are you?
I assume I
Is he-
just
is he Paul.
no, he doesn't look. He's not have the body shape of Paul.
Okay.
All
right.
is this Paul?
I mean, I don't want to necessarily fight him, but I'm curious to see who he is. Can I like get up on him and try to like, snatch his mask off?
Yeah, you could try to. He's you walk up close to him and you try to snatch his mask off, but you don't. But he actually is able to get a punch off on you.
Oh no. Okay.
And
Oh.
let's see.
Oh, how much damage does he do?
Which one are you? 3?
You're gonna lose the walrus guy.
I know. I mean, I'm just gonna get beaten down by a walrus.
And he takes a he does like 6 damage. He does a pretty hefty load. He knocks you back like 10 feet with his punch.
Oh,
He's a heavy hitter. Like you could tell he's strong.
oh my goodness. Yeah. So he can.
And it was a
his power-
surprisingly slow punch too. Like he wasn't fast,
Yeah.
but it hurt.
So
I look
he's-
at Bernier and Jack, and I think we might need to jump in. And
He also kicks Jack, who's holding him down, and kind of like kicks him off. He's like, "Get off me!" And he knocks you down a little bit too. And you lose grip of the fence.
Uh-oh. I may have to spring into action on this one. It doesn't seem like this way is gonna work. Hmm. And Thunderfoot still standing there? I mean, I'm sorry, Epic.
Yes.
Hey, I yell, hey, Epic, why don't you take a shot at this guy?
I kind of like look over, and then I see he's not paying attention to me. So I want to run his. I see he has a little strength, so I can throw a little bit of air into this punch.
Yeah.
So I want to run and kind of jump and punch him right in the jaw.
You punch him straight in the jaw, and you kind of hear a little bit of a break in his jaw, and he just like. He doesn't go back at all. You could tell this is a powerful punch, but he does not fly back at all. He just goes flops flat to the ground, like a straight like 90-degree angle, just drops to the ground, and is passed out cold.
Did I just kill another guy?
You can tell he's.
I kind of look at everybody like, okay, I did not mean to do that.
He's just.
I thought he was a lot
He's now
stronger.
snoring very heavily. Clearly.
He's alive. He's alive.
Right.
Knocked him out.
We're okay.
Good job.
There was a massive thud when he hit the ground. It just like was like straight 90 degree, just plopped.
I look at Pandaman and I point down to him like, who is this dude?
I don't know. I have no idea. Take off his walrus mask. See what happens. See who he is.
I've been down on one knee. I try and take his mask off if that's possible.
It's a onesie, so you would have to take the whole thing off the way it's the way it's on.
I look back at the gods. I am not taking this off, man. I'm back
He's
up.
also slimy.
Hold
When
my
you touch
hands
him,
up.
his whole body's slimy and gross. He smells like trash. Not a
Yeah,
like.
I tell you guys how he smells and
He's,
how he feels.
yeah, he's very
He's probably
unclean.
really hairy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
I don't want to touch
he's
it.
uncomfortable. And yeah, also his costume is like fur too, like a light fur, and it's all just grimy and trash. It smells like trash. It's not a great look.
Yeah,
Does
that's
he
all you,
actually
Pandaman.
work at the zoo in the sanitation department?
I don't know.
No, I kind of like. I'll just kind of sit back, assessing the situation, trying to run through my head seeing if there's anybody I wronged or anybody I slighted at the zoo or anybody I didn't treat well. Just
No-
assessing him.
Nobody notable.
Yeah. Nobody notable. Who is this guy? I don't want to leave any loose ends if this guy wakes up and I don't want to kill him.
Are you
No,
saying this out loud?
no. Yeah, I'm saying it out loud. I'm like,
Okay, well, hey, like you got like a brother or something that doesn't like you, you know?
No, I don't. I haven't seen my mother and father.
Anybody else know your panda identity?
No,
Look at his
Because he
suit.
knows that you're Pandaman.
Yeah,
well, I'm wearing
look
my
at his
panda
suit.
costume.
Look
He
at
must
your
know who
suit.
you are because he called you out specifically.
He said Panda Man, but I'm wearing my panda costume.
Yeah, but nobody knows who Pandaman is except you and Bert from upstairs.
Right, but he didn't call me Derek. So, yeah, good point. Like nobody knows Panda Man.
Yeah, man. So you know this guy.
Yeah, somehow he knows Derek.
Kick
You
him in the
guys-
ribs and see
you
if he
guys-
wakes up.
I just as you're doing that, you get a little Jack's phone gets a little buzz, and you see your notification reminder that the club closes in 1 hour.
Oh shit, guys, we gotta get going.
All right, I got an idea. We got to get him as far away as possible because I don't want him creeping up on us. Jack, can you turn into a big slingshot? And
Yeah, I'll push around and make a screenshot.
and then I want, if it's okay, we could maybe pull a trick like we were going to do before, where we set this guy on a giant slingshot, and then we shoot him,
Yeah.
shoot him away.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, now,
Shoot him.
do you know this guy's gonna survive that?
I mean,
He survived the punch. So
yeah. Is there a body of water around that we can aim for?
Yeah, we're in New York City. It's like,
Because I don't want to kill him.
There's a lake
I don't
in
wanna
Central
make
Park.
Okay, I don't want to kill him. We don't have time to figure out who he is. We gotta get to the club, but I don't want him creeping up on us. So we just need to get him as far away.
He's
as
out
possible.
cold
I mean-
too, as well.
look, hey, if you got to
Do we
fling
just
this
leave him?
guy, fling him. He doesn't know where we're going.
All right, I look around for a hole I can bury him in.
There you
There are no holes in the nearby area.
It got so
Bernier, Bernier. Can
There's
you
a
blow
bush.
hole in-
There's a big bush.
Can you blow a hole in the
I
ground?
can surely
Make,
do
a,
that.
make like a pit, and we'll just throw him in there. It'll
Sure,
take
I
him a
can
while to
do
get
that.
out. Okay, let's do
I
that.
can do that.
Okay,
All right.
So okay.
put him in a pit. Not cover it with dirt. Just put him in a pit. It'll take a while for him to get out.
All right. This is an
Buy
important.
some time.
This is an important roll, so we're gonna go to the dice roller to determine how well. Let's see if it works out for if this hole is
Deep
we need,
enough.
if it is deep enough to fit our boy. And plus, I haven't used the dice roller yet, and I want to use it. All right. So we're looking for an orange. This is a super easy one. Let's see if he gets this hole dug. You're going to do a big old fire explosion. We haven't done this wheel yet in a while. I got to use it.
No, we haven't done it.
Oh, just narrowly succeeds. It is a small hole, but it's just body size. Like it's probably about 3 feet deep, and it's enough for him to narrowly fit in it. But that's over knee height. So, and he was having trouble lifting his legs, so he might have some trouble getting out of this.
I think it'll buy us a little bit more time. But I swear to God, one day we're flinging somebody across the city.
We can fling somebody. We can fling him. You want to
Ian,
fling him?
man.
Let's fling him.
No. Let's just put him in the hole and get going.
That's an hour we gotta get to this club.
We gotta get to the club. Yeah.
All right, so you guys continue along your way to this nightclub, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys arrive successfully. Who's just going in?
Me and
Me and,
Jack.
Yeah.
You and Jack?
Yeah, we're gonna go use the distraction so you guys can go around back.
No, it was
Right,
me
you
and
know?
you.
Oh,
No.
then don't
You
listen to
and-
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
me and
I'm gonna stretch-
Bernier.
Yep.
Are going in the club.
I'm gonna stretch up to a side building next to the nightclub and
Okay.
kind of just sit on like a terrace and
All right.
observe as they walk in.
I'm following Jack's lead because I think he can get in places better than I can. I can climb really well, but he's a lot more
Cool.
flexible. So I'm just
All right, you guys, you two, you go up. You can climb the wall too. So yeah, you guys go both scale up. You're on the next building, which is only like 3 stories tall. And there's a fire escape going up to it. Not that you need to use it, but it's there. And you two go straight and through. It's it's the nightclub looking similar to the one you got here. Seems to be pretty packed. A lot of normal, and no one really seems. Everyone looks like they're in like night out clothes. Everyone, it seems like a normal like poppin' nightclub. And however, you do see, in very stereotypical fashion, the dudes in a round booth in the back. They're sitting there in suits, hanging out, and they just there's like 5 of them. They're just chilling.
All right, I tap Bernier. I'm like, hey, just follow my lead, and I start walking over towards those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow you.
You walk up to them, and as you approach, one of the dudes stands up from the booth. He's a little bit bigger dude, but not terribly big. He just kind of stands up to you and he says, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?"
I'm like, hey man, what's up? And I just grab him by the shirt and try to just toss him as far as I can.
Okay. You grab him and you just throw him behind you. Oh, knocked my headphones off. You throw him behind you, and he basically he gets knocked down and hits a bunch of people and knocks some random people over that were dancing on the dance floor.
Yeah,
Everyone
then I
kind of
wanna look at
turns
the
and
other
sees
guy.
it, and a lot of people are like running out of the building.
Yeah, I want to stare at the other guys, the other 4, and say like, hey, where can I get some more alcohol? Like, it's the club, right?
So me and Pandaman see people run out.
Yes.
And I
Yep.
to him and say, how much more time are we going to give them?
I want to search around. Well, Jack and I want to search around to see if there's like something that resembles like an office near a window. See if we could sort of like get a lay of the building to see if we can like notice if there's anybody in back rooms,
Mhm.
or that's I kind of want to search for the layout from the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over a dumpster, you see one of those like little like single panel windows that are like wide. And then there's a door that's like probably another like 15 feet further back that that seems like it connects to the same area, maybe the kitchen in the back.
Can we tell if there's anybody in there?
You can't tell from up where you're at. You'd probably have to get up and close and look through it, like right up on it.
I think we should give it like another 5 minutes, and we could try to get over in the building through that window. But there's only a few people running out. I think we really need to wait till we hear some screaming. Maybe we should have asked them to give us a signal before, like when the big guys show up. Probably should have planned this a little better.
Yeah, probably. You know what? We
Well, you
can
live,
kind
you
of
learn.
gauge it off of the amount of people that run out. So once we hear a next big boom or something go off, I'll stretch over to that window and see what I can find.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are we'll go back into the bar as you guys are waiting for that. They just stand up and they're like, what are you doing? And one guy's just gonna go up and he pulls a knife and he tries to stab you, but he just you kind of block it to the side. Other 3 are getting up, or 2 of the other ones are getting up. One dude's just kind of sitting there, not really getting up at all. He's an older guy. He's in a suit. He looks really well dressed, gray hair.
All right, the guy that I kind of deflect him. I like to Bruce Lee chop him in the side of the neck, not just a regular chop, a Bruce Lee chop. It's a different chop.
Okay.
And then I say out loud, like I've been dying to try this power out. So I try to build as much power in my energy as possible and hit the table, just straight down, not towards anyone.
In the guy's neck?
No. This is on the table.
So you go to
his
chop.
neck.
You go to chop him at his neck, and he dodges it. But you still go to put the hand on the table, and as you go to put the hand on the table, it just goes, and it's just a little poof, and it doesn't really do anything. It chars the table a little bit. Clearly, you're rusty in this movement
so
so
embarrassing.
far.
It's so embarrassing. My friend is watching.
Because he just like gave the table like a little like can I just not just like blast the table and like make it explode.
Yeah. Which are you using your fire or using your nuclear stuff?
So I'm just using my yeah, I can like, yeah, I'm just making the table explode. with
Okay.
My powers.
All right.
At
So.
the end of the story, we're all gonna die of radiation.
Oh
So
yeah.
why do you think I went with the guy that can stretch instead of the guy that blasts radiation?
That's the secret plan. It's always gonna be team. It's always gonna be duos, and it'll just be Epic just slowly dying over time.
Yeah.
Wonder why Epic got
Hey.
sick.
Hey, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it'll mutate your powers, man. Maybe,
Oh.
I mean, maybe I could actually blast something next time.
Yeah. Okay. So you completely destroy the table. The table just gets like burnt up in midair. It's just like a little like mini explosion. And it just leaves the round booth. A couple shards go into each of the some of the guys, but including the older guy that's sitting at the end. It's just a small shard, and he kind of just pulls it out, and he doesn't get up though.
Was that
Do we see this?
Yeah, I mean, all of them got shards in them. He just kind of like grinced a little bit, winced a little bit, and he's just like letting his guys fight you. The one dude, however, who just got up, he is going to pull out a knife and stab right into Tyrone, and which, by the way, you guys got your health back from, or no, you got some of it back, but not all of it. So Pandaman still got some damage on him, but you get Tyrone, you get hit pretty hard, and you get knocked back into the. Oh, that's not Tyrone. My bad.
I would take it.
Oof.
Yeah, it's you get knocked back into the into one of the concrete pillars.
Concrete pillars with that hit, you just knocked me into the Renaissance.
Yeah, he just stabs you and then like kicks you back into one of the pillars.
Sorry. The Renaissance.
It just destroyed me. Like,
Another one is going to go to
I
strike at
screamed,
Bernier,
"Bernier,
but
do something!"
yeah, one of them goes to strike at Bernier, but kind of gets up and winces because he was impaled by a wood chip. Bernier, it's yours to do what you'd like.
So do I only have like one power at that moment?
No, you have your 3 powers that you've told me.
All right. So I want to use like a new power you guys didn't see like that. Like I just want to like give him like an electric thing, an electric charge,
Okay.
because I can do that also.
All right. You kind of you put your hands to his chest and you just fill him with electricity,
Yeah,
and he
I
kind of
scream-
just like
and I scream.
go
And
ahead.
I scream Pika Pika.
He starts to like jitter and he
Like,
just
why
falls
not?
over. He falls over and he's like shaking on the ground, like as the electricity's surging through his body. You can tell he's not out, but he's pretty hurt. The other one, another guy is going to try to stab you, and he's gonna kind of slice your shoulder just a little bit. And
Was that Bernier he stabbed?
yes,
With
at
sword?
this point, people are running out of the bar screaming, or out of the club screaming. So you guys see this outside.
Yeah, so I see this and then I look at Pandaman and say, all right, I'm getting over to that window. And I stretch over and kind of just hovering outside of that window.
Can
And I'm
I
looking.
follow him over, like jump over, or as he stretches across, can I run across his back real quick? And get the-
Yeah, you could do that. Well, you're able to do it.
I asked for permission first, so it's not an assault.
That's fair.
Like,
That is
like,
totally
is-
fair.
is it okay if I touch you?
I give you
I quickly scamper across his back and latch onto the wall.
All right, you guys run across and you see there's 2 dudes. They look a little bit stronger. They look pretty. they look stronger than the normal thugs you guys have been seeing. They kind of are dressed a little like differently. They both are wearing like black robes, basically.
And that's in the room we're
They're
looking
in
for?
like an office. Yeah, they're in like an office. They were just sitting casually, but as you got there, you saw them starting to get up and they're walking out towards the door.
I hold my hand like this real quick, like flash, like maybe just like like give them a sign for like a couple minutes if they're moving
You give to who?
to Landon. Or
Oh, okay.
to-
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Boing boing.
So you guys are waiting outside?
Yeah, I would like to wait until they if they're getting up and leaving. I'd like to wait
Oh,
till
okay.
they leave.
Gotcha.
Yeah, to go in.
Okay, so you guys, they get up and they start to walk out of that room, and we'll come back to that. We're back at Epic. You are pretty hurt. What would you like to do?
I need to get some cover after I get out of this concrete wall.
You should
Okay.
should rage.
I can't rage in this, but I can use my
Oh, yeah.
dangerous sense. Yeah. Little inside joke there.
Yep.
How close is the closest guy? Because I'm pretty far, right?
So yeah, there's the one dude that you threw back. He's a little closer to you. And there's one dude there's two guys on the floor, or that guy's on the floor, and there's another guy on the floor, and then there's just two other guys. The one that just the two that are fighting with Bernier. That's it. And then the guy that's
are they kind of like close to each other, the two enemies?
Yeah, they're near the booth.
Okay, I'd like to take that guy that I threw.
Okay.
Kind of by me, and I want to throw him at the two guys.
Okay.
I'm just throwing him all over the place.
Yeah. Okay. You're able to throw him, and he struggles a little bit, and you throw him and it knocks him out, but unfortunately the other two are able to sidestep it, and so it knocks him out cold, but it doesn't actually save the other guys.
Yeah,
Bernier, is there something you'd like to do?
I think I'm going to hit another person with like another electric charge.
Okay.
Like maybe like a stronger one than the first.
Yeah. So you go and charge the other guy right next to you, and you knock him down too. These guys are just both shaking on the ground, being electrocuted. And there's just one dude left, and he's gonna take a swing at you, totally miss, leaving himself open if you want to attack him as well.
Yep. So I'm going to use like my other power now, and I just hit him with like a fire blast.
Okay. You go to hit him with the fire blast, and you miss this time though. So this one just goes to the side. He kind of pushes your arm out of the way, and it shoots to the side. And we'll come back to you guys. Let's go back in. You two have waited now. The guys have exited the room, and it's a perfect opportunity to enter if you guys would like.
Okay, so I look at Pandaman and say, all right, I need you to hold this window open for me while I slink in there.
Gotcha.
It'll be too small. It'll be easy for him to fit in. It will be too small for you to fit in, Pandaman.
I lift the window up, and my collapsible bamboo pole, I stick it inside the window, so I have both my hands free, just in case anybody comes up on us.
Okay.
So I'm gonna watch him through the window and keep an eye on the ground and sort of just
Cool.
watch him do his thing. Yep.
I stretch inside and start looking around for what Daredevil told us about.
Okay. You go in and you're looking around, and you kind of, you see a bunch of different papers, but after there is one desk drawer that's locked.
All right, so I try to like pull it as hard as I can to unlock it. And
Okay.
then
You do it successfully. You rip it and you throw it against the wall in the back, and it just breaks against the wall. And it makes a loud noise, but it's a nightclub. There's music playing. No one hears anything. But
And there's a lot of stuff going on there.
yeah, and you see that there is a leather book inside of there. Like a
I grab
ledger.
that leather book and I yell, "Yo, Panda!" and toss the book up through the window.
Okay.
I want to try to catch the book.
All right, you are able to catch the book. You guys have gotten a ledger of sorts.
I want to unzip my costume some and like stick the ledger inside the costume,
Okay.
inside of my clothes, so that's like completely sealed in there.
Cool.
So we're not like running around with it in our hands or anything.
Yep.
I see a removable or like a separate hard drive, and I grab it before I stretch out the window.
Okay.
Or I attempt to grab it before I stretch out the window. How about
Wait, say you grab what again?
an external hard drive.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a- I
Yep. You find there is a laptop. There's no external hard drive, just a laptop that's sitting on the desk.
All right, I try to reach and grab that before
Okay.
I open the window.
Yep, you're able to grab that.
Check
You make
for
it
any
out.
guns. I start yelling out like a grocery list. I'm like, check for guns or explosives or pennies. Check for pennies.
I find a penny sitting
Why
on the
would you
desk.
You find a single penny.
Why would
Yeah,
you
that's all you find though. There is a shotgun in the corner, but that's it.
I
Why would you
completely-
need explosive if you have me?
And
You're in the bar. We gotta get her, just in case. I got the walrus gonna get you know.
Wow.
Oh
I'm
no,
just
not
saying.
walrus.
It's my walrus protection gun. Yeah, he's still in the back of my mind,
Okay,
You've been
so
trying
so-
to kill that dude for 5 minutes.
so you guys are.
Hey,
Do you guys both get out of the office now? Is that what's happened?
yeah,
Yeah.
I scrapped and
Okay.
I grabbed a penny and a laptop.
All right, so you guys have made it out. Are you doing anything else from that point, or are you guys just?
Oh, I'm gonna
I
try
think
to spread back across to the other building where we started, so
Okay.
we can kind of reconvene.
Okay.
I want to go back over on the building with him.
You guys are there. Are
I'm-
you just waiting for them to come out at this point?
Well, I want to
So
have a quick conversation of like, do we stash the ledger and the laptop and go help them, come back and retrieve it? Do we go help them? Like, we kind of can't just leave them unless they think you can take care of it themselves.
I mean, let's give them another few minutes. Let's see what happens. I feel like they're capable, but yeah, I might have to have you stash, or one of us is gonna have to go stash something to come back and help them out.
What if we reposition to get a look inside the building? Yeah, so we can kind of see a little bit better what's going on. And
Yeah, so I'll try to stretch across the street to a building that's looking kind of into the nightclub.
Okay. You're able to stretch across. You stretch across and you see Epic with his he just threw a guy, but now he's kind of stumbling over. You can tell this guy's bleeding a lot. And you see the two that were wearing the robes are walking out through the back door of the club. And there's still two other guys standing up.
So I look at Pandaman and I'm like, all right, maybe we do need to go down there and help them out.
I asked him, how far
Epic
can you
looks in
stretch?
bad shape.
How far can you stretch? Can you go like if we had a clear
Not
line of
entirely
sight?
sure.
Can
We'll find out.
you like extract them and yank them out of there? Like if he's in
Yeah,
that bad shape?
is Bernie visible?
Yes.
Or
Yep.
can
You
I
can see him as
see-
well. Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna attempt to go stretch and grab them and kind of yank them back to where me and Pandaman are across the street.
Okay. Well, you are able to do that successfully. You're able to weave like all the way down in.
Oh,
Your hands go huge, and you just
Nice.
grab them and retract back super fast. As you
I
retract
am
back,
terrified at this moment.
as you retract back, a fire blast and a knife are thrown at you, but they both miss. And one blasts a hole through the front wall of the club, and the knife kind of just like launches out. So it seems like the dudes that were coming out of the back were pretty tough. It appears. But you guys get out. They don't pursue, or at least not that you see.
can I yell at them as after we retrieve them?
Yeah.
Or like I yell at them, you just got bamboozled.
You see the two with the robes are start to walk out, and they kind of look at you, but then they don't pursue. They kind of see that they're outnumbered, and they walk back inside. But one is pulling out a cell phone. It looks like when he walks in.
All right, Karen, we're out of here. Stop. Just go call his manager.
He's calling his manager. Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah, but we got to get out of here like
Yeah.
now.
Mm.
so
Yeah,
you,
we're still on the rooftop. Keep in mind.
So Bernier Bernier realized he was having an issue with his costume because every time he was trying to use fire, it was melting part of the plastic on the end of his hazmat suit. So Bernier, unfortunately, in frustration, has to return to budget upholstery to get that fixed. So he will be leaving for the last 30 minutes of our session to go fix that thing. You guys, however,
All right, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just go. Guys, have a great night,
Yep.
guys.
Hey, be safe, man.
Yep.
Ciao.
Peace out, man.
See you, bro.
Yo, bye.
Catch you.
All right, Bernier, take it easy.
So you guys are continuing.
Right before Bernier leaves, I grab him by the collar and I'm like, "Be safe, man. Be safe.
Be safe out there.
Right.
Okay.
Now I know why they call him Bernier.
Bernier. Burmese. You guys are as you guys are returning, you
Are we returning to the panda exhibit where our hideout is?
yes.
I think we should. The Panda Palace is probably a good place to set up our home base. Yeah.
If not, I was gonna recommend it. That's why I was curious.
As
on the way back, I tell the guys that we need to speak to Daredevil. If he can get somebody to get something that we can have like little devices we can communicate with each other.
Oh, that's such a great idea. Like Morse code devices.
Epic. We need to be able to chat with each other when we're out there doing stuff.
I have a tin can and some string, and
I
it's
don't
a
think that's
pretty
gonna
long
work,
piece of
Panda
string.
Man.
No,
It's not going to work.
Oh, okay.
We need
maybe
some
something more high
real
tech.
deal high tech equipment, and Daredevil will know where to get it.
as you guys are returning back having this conversation, you see a pumpkin fly past you in the sky, and it lands in front of you, bursting into flames. And you can see a smoke is coming out of it, and it just like poofs into a big thing of fire and smoke, and
Hobgoblin?
it luckily
Was this
misses you.
Was this pumpkin trademarked?
The pumpkin was not trademarked. No.
Okay, so it's not necessarily Hobgoblin or Green Goblin.
No.
I'm concerned now that we just leveled up or something because that's some pretty high level stuff there.
No, that would be
Yeah.
very high level stuff.
Yeah.
No, you're okay.
I start
Or, I mean, you
looking-
don't know.
I-
Maybe you're not.
I want to look around to try to see if I can figure out where that came from.
Mhm.
You turn around, and I actually have to bring this back because I switched it out for the other guy. And you see flying down on near you, or like up onto you, like up onto you. That's the wrong word. You see this guy coming down with a flaming flaming pumpkin skull for a head, and on a flying saucer, similar to Green Goblin, yes, but you don't see. I mean, you've heard of this guy, but you've never really seen him. But
I turn to Peter and say, he thinks I'm Spider-Man. Run!
Yeah. Run, Spider-Man! Look,
Well,
It's
I'm pretty
Johnny
hurt,
Depp
so
from
I've got to
Sleepy
get
Hollow.
some cover.
yeah. Can
Go ahead.
Is there anything anything I could give to Tremblefoot to help him out real quick while we're running away, like some sort of like band-aids or something to help heal him?
Yep.
as
I
we sort of
I
get the heck outta
assumed you
here?
bandaged him up a little bit, so that's why I
Okay.
moved him up health, but
Oh,
he's still
okay, I see
hurting.
it now, Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in yellow now.
Yep.
It's a little better.
You have a good healing
Oh.
factor.
Nice.
Is there
That's the
cover?
Pittsburgh.
Is there cover around?
Yeah, you are in an alleyway. You guys got caught in an alleyway. And he says, you've really pissed off Mad Jack.
Of course, Mad Jack is pissed.
I mean,
You guys hide behind a dumpster,
I-
but he's going to he starts shooting fire out of his hand, and it starts to burn the not melt it, but it starts to make the dumpster very hot. So you don't want to touch it
Oh.
anymore.
Let's run
Ooh.
away to the next cover. And as we're running, I would like to ask the two of you, who's Mad Jack?
I don't know. I mean, when I drink Jack, I get mad, but that's the only thing I know. Like, I don't know who Mad Jack is. Jack O' Lantern.
Maybe,
I'm
maybe
drunk.
he owns the club. I
Talk as
Yeah.
you're running faster. We like run to the next dumpster that's not so hot.
He's kind of just like taunting you, and he's kind of following you, like buzzing around and like throwing
Can
these
I-
little like grenades around, pumpkin grenades around, and blowing stuff up in this alleyway. And he's just
Where's
saying like,
Daredevil when you need him.
Oh, I got a great idea. Can you make yourself into a slingshot, like a small size? Can you try to catch the pumpkin ball, shoot him back at him? Like redirect this pumpkin fire.
That's actually
Yeah,
smart.
yeah. I attempt to grab one of his grenades and sling it back at him.
all right. So he's throwing one of his grenades, and he's like, "You should have never messed with the Silvermanes." And as he's saying this, give me one.
Silvermane.
Silvermanes. Yeah,
I
he
know
said,
Silverman.
he
Okay,
says he
it
should have
just-
never messed with the Silvermanes, and he
Mane?
oh, I just gave the wrong person
Hmm.
this health. Let me fix this real quick.
Jack.
And he goes to throw the grenade at you, but you launch it back at him, and hit him, and it kind of explodes a little bit prematurely before hitting him, but it does stutter him back a second. He's like, ah! He's like, you think you're tough, huh?
Is he still flying over us? On his
Oh yeah,
little
he's
hover-
still hovering around. Yeah.
How high is he above us?
Right now he's about like 25 feet above you. He's like on
Okay,
the
I
third
turned it-
floor.
I turn to Jack and I tell him, hey, if you can try and launch me up, I'll punch his little platform he's floating on.
All right, so I try to stretch across the alley and create a little like trampoline for Epic to jump up on.
Okay.
Okay, so I run and I jump. I guess this is where we see if I make it.
Okay. Let me just check something really quick.
I made it. I already made it.
All right. You get launched up into the air, and and totally slap him off of his like punch him right off of his board. So he loses touches with it. He hits the wall and he drops down to the ground.
I wanna run up and while he's on the ground and bamboozle him.
Bam.
Hit him with my bamboo rod.
Okay.
Yeah, my bamboo post. Yeah.
You go to hit him with the bamboo rod, and you hit him on the shoulder, but it seems like he has some sort of shoulder pads. So he's some sort of like thick armor on him. So he kind of scaves it off, and he's going to kind of turn around and shoot fire right at you. And it's going to it only burn. It kind of like narrowly misses you. It grazes you on the side. The left one is going to be your health, by the way, because Brittany is
Okay.
gone. So let me actually just zero this out.
Singe my costume.
Yeah, it just singes your costume a little bit.
Okay.
However, Spider-Man 2 here. You suddenly hear flapping of wings behind you.
Ooh.
And as you turn around, you start getting bombarded with bats that start attacking you and biting at you. And basically, you're starting to get your costume like ripped at. It doesn't get ripped up, but they're biting at you and do a significant amount of damage. And as they're just kind of attacking you, you can see a faintest shadow of a man behind it, standing there.
Is it Vengeance? Is it the Night? Is it a crossover?
Batman from Earth 4.
Oh, was it? Can I try to get the bats off me? Like,
No, sorry, they're attacking Landon.
oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you.
All right, so yeah, I go to like cleanse myself of these bats and start like making my way towards the shadowy figure I see.
Okay. Ooh, sorry for a second. Okay. You you shy away from these bats. You're able to kind of swat them away, and you see this man. And I make you, and I'm not making this up. You see this man, so standing there, and yes, he does look similar to Batman. Not that you would know that, but it's actually not him.
It's Man Bat.
It's a legitimate character. I didn't make this up.
Okay, I believe it.
And even though I guess I could, but you see this man standing there, and he's like kind of like using his hands. He seems like he's moving these bats around, and he starts to he sees that you're there, and he's like, "You guys messed with the wrong crew." And then, are you pursuing him?
You?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I stop pursuing him and just kind of like turn to Pandaman and Epic, and I'm like kind of looking puzzled, like, who is this? Who are they? What is this going on?
I know you.
Yeah, he's like, no, but you'll see what happens when you mess with us. You think you're
Did
gonna?
the walrus send you?
Says, no, but you've been messing with our business. You think you could attack Pink Pearl and now our nightclub and not see any response?
I'm pretty sure Pink
You're
Pearl
dead.
attacked us. So, yeah, you can leave us
Yeah,
alone.
who are you?
We defended
What do you
ourselves.
call yourself?
He goes like this, and the bats go towards Tyrone and start biting away at you a little bit.
Oh, I'm getting bit. By that.
They're like swarming you.
Where's
So-
Mad Jack's skiff at?
So he calls him. He says you're not going to get away from Blackwing and Mad Jack. And they sound very. They both have heavy Italian New Yorker accents, though. I can't imitate it as well as I need to. I forgot to mention that. I feel like it's important. So yeah, but one's on the one side of the alley behind where you were taking cover, and the other one's in front of you because he just got knocked off of his board.
Blackwing and Mad Jack. Can any of us make a sonic boom to make? If you guys
Sorry,
are
let me
bats,
adjust
can
this
we-
to be equivalent with their health.
I have energy blast, but I'm terrified to try and use it again. But they're biting me right now, so I'm kind of freaking
Yeah.
out. So I'm not saying this. I'm just talking as Cap, right?
I wanna run over to Tyrone and try to help him get these bats off,
Okay.
so he doesn't keep losing health. You know,
You
he can't get these bats
swat
off.
these bats away, and you like kill most of them, or at least knock them unconscious.
nice.
But it seems like you're knocking these bats out of the sky. And then, would you like to do anything else?
Yeah, I want to try to find the
Mad
where
Jack is
Mad-
right next to him on the wall. He just fell down.
Oh, where's Mad
He's still
Jack's
getting
skiff
up.
at? Where's
Uh,
the skiff at?
It seems to be still hovering up in the sky.
I yelled at Boing Boing to bounce me up there. And I run over to him and just without a warning, just like jump and drop kick myself off of his chest and try to project myself up onto the skiff and try to grab a hold of his flying machine.
You see that he's trying to do this. How do you respond?
I attempt to stretch to aid
Okay.
him in his.
You successfully throw him up into the sky, and he actually is able to land on the board. However,
Oh, nice.
the board is slippery on the top, and so you land on it, and you just kind of slip right off.
Ah, shucks. Well, no harm in trying, I guess. Do I completely plummet to the alley?
Yeah, you fall. You get hurt a little bit, but nothing
Ah,
substantial.
All right. Well, I
Just-
tried.
Just floating there, even after
Yeah,
you fall.
It's just
into it.
floating there. Yep, because the guy hasn't gotten
Ah,
up yet. but he did just get up and he tries to throw a grenade at Pandaman, and he does manage to hit you once with a minor explosion.
Oof.
But it barely hit you, so you're okay. Just a little like scratch.
Cool. It's just a flesh wound. Just a costume wound.
Cap, I think you were next.
Yeah,
What would you like to
Knock
do?
him out the box.
Tyrone, because Cap is not in New York at the moment.
True.
But yeah, I definitely want to. Is that Jack-o'-lantern or the flame?
Yes. Yep.
Pumpkin
He's
head
right
guy?
next to you.
Okay, it is Jack-o'-lantern. Okay, yeah, I want to. I don't trust my energy blast, so yeah, I'm going to try and just dodge all these bats
Okay.
and punch him right in the chest. I'm going straight strength, man.
Okay.
Take two Jack-o'-lantern. This is my city.
You run up and you punch him straight in the chest, and you could tell he had like some sort of steel armor, and you just like collapse a ton of it. You punch through. The armor collapses a little bit, and he gets knocked into the wall. The brick kind of has a huge gash in the wall, and he falls unconscious.
Nice.
For whatever reason, this isn't reflected.
Good shot, Apex.
And so now it is. It just seems like
I
the
like that.
the oh my
What'd you
goodness,
say?
I keep blanking on his
I
name.
actually like that.
Yeah.
Blackwing is still there. Blackwing is now kind of just squaring up on the other side, and he's like, "You'll pay for that," and he's going to throw. He's going to try to throw knives, but as one of his knives actually hits one of the bats and totally just falls, and he's like,
Nice.
"No!" He seems to have some emotional attachment to these bats. So he's just kind of standing there. And he's,
This is a real Marvel character.
yeah, it is.
Whose turn is it? Is it Landon's?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I attempt to knock him out by creating two big hands and doing like a Hulk power clap
Okay.
on the entire body.
As you try to do that, you're having trouble seeing him because he's having bats swarm around him, and you hit too early. You smash too early, so you miss them. You hit a couple bats though. Pandaman, what would you like to do?
I want to pick up the unconscious body of the pumpkin guy and body slam him onto the fake Batman.
So the fake Batman is all the way across down the other side of the alley.
Oh,
so
he's
they're
not
on the
close.
other
Oh,
sides,
okay.
yeah.
Am I close enough to get to Blackwing?
Yeah, I mean you could run there. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
run there and fight him.
I wanna run as fast as I can, twirling my bamboo stick over my head, and I want to act like I'm gonna bring it down, and then I want to drop kick him right in the chest with both of my feet, as hard as I can, using my super strength. So fake him out. So he thinks I'm going high, and then just level out both feet as hard as I can, right into his chest.
Okay.
I do believe that would be bamboozled.
Yeah,
That would be
bamboozling time.
You're able to do that successfully, and as a result, he gets knocked back, and he falls down. He seems pretty seriously injured, but and as he does that, you kind of knock him onto his back, and he starts pulling the bats to like start coming around him, and they all start swarming near him, and they're all kind of like defensively covering him. In fact, one of them is going to try to bite you. You're able to dodge out of the way and swat the bats off.
That's my turn, right?
Yep. We'll go
Okay.
back to Cap or Tyrone. Epic,
Good old
sorry.
Tyrone.
Epic.
I would like to I'd like to try and like break through his force field of bats and kind of snatch him by the collar of his shirt, his cape.
Yeah. Okay.
Owl.
So yeah, you're able to you're able to reach right through and grab him and hold him securely.
And I basically want to tell him, hey, let us know who you're working for, or we can just thrash you right now, dude. It's your choice.
He says, "I fine. I work for Silvio, my father. But listen, you don't know what you're getting."
The hell out of him. Who is Silvio?
He's, oh, wait.
Oh, he's gonna.
you,
Oh no.
you backhand him and you knock him out of your own hands, and he just like slides down the street. And,
So I'm really strong.
and now
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
he
Did he-
he is unconscious, but in critical condition probably. You're just
Yeah, I
like
was,
talk. That's the
yeah, I'm
typical.
really
That's
strong.
Batman's move. You beat him up, now unconscious. Now talk.
Yeah.
Can we? So both of them are unconscious at this point, right?
No. So you
No?
turn around, and Jack-o'-lantern is laying on his board now and flying away, off on his board.
Ah.
And he's saying,
Oh,
he's like, "You'll pay for this."
Only if you pay in pennies.
You see now the bats are all swarming around the dude's unconscious body, and they're even more aggressive now. You can see that there are more bats coming from like all over the place, coming towards this area.
I yell towards the
I
guy.
wanna-
We gotta go.
I want to grab him. I want to grab him and jump into a dumpster and close the lid
The guy?
with this guy. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to separate me and him from the bats.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're able to do. Actually, let's see if you're able to do that. I want to do this roller, the dice roller for this one, because that's I think a pretty hard one. So we're in the dice roller. Let's see if you can do this successfully. We're going to need to succeed on this because you're reaching through a swarm, like a swarm of angry bats. I'm going to say this is at least a yellow, so we're looking for a 9 or higher for this one. It's not going to be terrible, but it's definitely going to need something decent here. Oh!
Hey. All right.
So you reach in, and these bats are going to completely swarm you, and just starting to bite away at you, and dealing like 8 damage to you, putting you in a severe danger of getting knocked out.
I just go and jump in the dumpster myself and shut it.
Okay, you jump into the dumpster. You guys see this happen, obviously, and we'll throw it to you, Jack.
Yeah, so I'm at this point just like get me away from here. So I like attempt to just stretch up to the top of the nearest building to just remove myself from this encounter for a few minutes.
Okay.
Grip going on around us.
Okay. You're able to get up onto the roof of a nearby building. Epic, what would you like to do?
Well, realizing I'm a lot stronger than I thought, I would like to run to where Pandaman jumped into the trash and snatch him up and run as fast as possible away from this place.
Okay. Let's see. If you did that, you were able to grab him out of the dumpster. Now, does Pandaman want to get out of this dumpster? That's the question.
Yeah, I just went in the dumpster to get the bats off me. I'll hopefully get out of it. I just wanted to, I'm looking around for some apples while I'm in there.
So you grab him out of the dumpster. Yeah, you grab some apples out of the dumpster. Is that what you said?
It's something to get my health back.
Okay, you grab some apples out of the dumpster, and but just as you're doing that, you see Epic come in, grabs you out. He's like, we're getting out of here," and picks you up. But the bats take a couple nibbles on the way, and and because they are so furious at you, and so they're just trying to take bites out, and eventually,
Did the bat
and you don't die, but you do pass out on the way back because you have tons of bites all over you.
My passing out words are, Thunderfoot, you're my hero. Lose my eyes and fade into unconsciousness.
Jack, you see this? The bats start swarming around the dude again and start to lift him into the air and fly away with him.
All right, so I try to keep up with Tyrone and Pandaman as Pandaman becomes unconscious or passes out as we head towards the panda exhibit.
Okay. You guys successfully make it back. It doesn't seem like you were followed or anything. You make it back fine. And eventually Pandaman wakes up. He's okay. And you guys are hanging out in the lair here. Daredevil returns and kind of informs you that he didn't find it there. But you see that you have the ledger, and it actually seems to have the information that you need. And it's kind of if you look, it's a manifesto of when shipments are coming in at the docks and when shipments should be coming in, and a couple other information. It's just a bunch of dates and locations. So it does seem like you have a date coming up in the nearby future in just a few days. That's going to be an important shipment coming in. It's highlighted. So we'll have to see what that is. And but you wake up successfully, and you also figure out tell Daredevil about. I assume you tell Daredevil about the Silvermane thing.
We tell him about that, and we tell him about the communication issues we were having, and if he could help us out. Because I feel like he's the billionaire.
But what I don't turn over is the laptop that was given to me.
Okay, cool.
We turn over what he wanted, but we keep I keep the laptop nestled down in my outfit.
Okay. It's how visible is it? Because I imagine your costume does not conceal.
Well, my outfit. Remember, my outfit is kind of baggy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Baggy, so,
okay.
See you later.
What'd you say?
See you. So I gotta get going.
Yep. I'm wrapping here anyway. Thank you. See you, man.
All right, take it easy.
All right, bro.
All right, later.
And I'll wrap it up with this. So as you guys are talking about this, you clearly have a mission coming up in a few days at the shipyards. This seems like a big shipment. Whatever's going on down there is a big deal. So you're gonna have to wait to see what that is. And he's like, wow, that's I didn't know that the Silvermanes were involved in this. This is much bigger than I thought.
And I gotta ask you, because I'm out of my costume. So I gotta do that. And I gotta ask you, this gentleman called himself Blackwing, and this guy with a giant pumpkin-looking head. What's their deal? Who are they?
They're the muscle of the Silvermane gang. They're next time. Hopefully, I'll be with you there to deal with them. They're a little tougher than.
If we're dealing with the Silvermanes, we definitely need. We need the Fantastic Four, and we need the Avengers.
This is it's just like so every escalates to the top. Like
look here, Mr. Kitchen. We're gonna need us a way to communicate with ourselves. We go help us provide some little earpieces like my friend here, Thunderfoot, requested.
All right, well, I'll sort that out, but we're gonna have to get ready, and you guys are gonna need to rest up because we're gonna need to take down that shipment, and for all we know, they might be there again. Well, that's gonna be it for. So we're gonna be getting ready for that. We'll have a nice, interesting session next 2 weeks, and that was a fun one today. We had got a lot done. Honestly, unintentionally at first, ended up with the Halloween-themed villains. But it worked out pretty well actually through what we have, like what kind of base it off of, and interesting things planned. You guys are getting in some sketchy stuff. The Kitchen Crew, Mike Ford. That's a great name actually.
Oh wow.
Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And obviously, thank you to Landon and Stormy who had to head out of here earlier.
Yep, yep.
And thank you, everybody in the chat. Mike Porter, Tim Turner. We got AV Wells in here. A bunch of other guys. It was an awesome time today. And we're going to have just a bunch more coming. As you can clearly see, we're just getting started with all this crazy stuff that's about to unfold in this world. I got a lot planned. Believe me, I just added a ton to the list today even with this story. This story is going to unfold into some crazy stuff. And so thank you guys again. Hey, also a few things just to mention before I let everyone go. Battle brackets on Twitter. The round 3 is just got put up today, and the votes end tomorrow. So on Twitter, if you want to vote for those, I think one of them is Ip Man versus John Wick, which is going to be a crazy one, and there's a bunch of other crazy ones coming. Amy Wells, thank you so much for the bit donation, man. Thank you so much. And it wouldn't be as great without you guys being here in the chat and supporting and stuff. So thank you so much for that. And I'm always still surprised that people donate bits. That's crazy to me. So thank you so much for that. It really means a lot to have you and everybody else supporting. And yeah, so battle bracket. Vote for that. I'll do the results tomorrow. I'm having Jason on. We're gonna have some cool discussion tomorrow about some D&D related stuff, hopefully, and get into some deep dives. I'll announce what the actual specific topic is tomorrow. So thank you guys so much. It was an awesome time, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.